Funny story, while I pull up my next thing. My name is actually not Isabel. Hi, how you guys doing? My name is Isabel, and today I'm gonna show you guys my current favorite things. And I'm going through those. I'm just gonna be yapping. So if you're interested, keep watching. Okay, one of my favorite purses right now, yikes, is this purse. It is, I think it's GW Pay. I don't know if that's the full name. I got it for Christmas from my mom. And funny story, when I opened it, it looked like this. I'm Indiana Jones, this is my pouch, and I have like maps and I need to lead the team to victory. But then when I opened it, she was like, no, open it. And it does this. And I was like, oh. I mean, I was fine with the traveler pouch because, like, low key, you know what? Yeah. But it's tiny, so it's not like a go out purse. Like, it's not something you can put your laptop in and go to school in. Like, my laptop is not fitting in this. Yeah. Funny story, while I pull up my next thing. My name is actually not Isabel. Well, technically it is. My first name is Krista, and my middle name is Isabella. And then I don't know where I was in one of my classes, and he called my name and he was like, what do you, like, do you have a name you would rather be called by? And like, this is my first time, it's like new semester, and I'm like, I think I want to be called Isabel. And he's like, new year, new me, new identity. Let's try something new. And the whole class was laughing. I was like, you are the only class who knows me as Isabel. I was like, what if I just started using this, start new things? Anyway, next is this purse I got from Vinted. I use this everywhere. I use this to work, to school, but not on days where like I have actual things to be doing. If it's just my laptop, then yes, because my shoulder, I can't, but pretty big. I don't remember the brand name. Oh, it's right, Liz Cabron. Oh my gosh, this is a popular purse bag. I'm pretty sure I see a lot in thrift stores. Super cute. I love the color, especially because I wear neutrals a lot, so it's very helpful when I want to feel like I'm just vivacious, vivid summer core. Moving on to shoes. The first set, I thrifted these a year ago, and it's these Coach shoes. They are so cute. You know, they're so cute, but they're not my size. They're a size too big. They're an 8 and I'm a 7. But like, I'm holding on. They were only $7, and like, I think they're real. Honestly, I don't care if they're real or not. But I really want to wear them. These are my dream shoes. When I was a kid, when I thought, like, I used to watch Carrie Diaries, I'd be like, this is the shoes I imagine Carrie wearing in Carrie Diaries. And I'm just kind of, I'm like manifesting, like, I don't think I'm manifesting to grow like a foot, or maybe like somehow anybody know how to make shoes smaller. I need those. I'm not giving it up. I will either never wear them and have to pass them down to my nieces and nephews, or I will figure out a way to put them on. If I have to get shoe inserts or whatever, then it will happen. Next are these Coach sneakers. Like, I think they're sneakers. They're very Samba-like. They're pretty comfortable. The only issue is that when I got these is that the leather was falling off. So maybe that's not a good sign, since they're supposed to be stitched. I don't care. Anyway, I was at a restaurant or like a brunch place, and this girl came up to me after I used the bathroom, and she's like, I think she saw my shoes. Like, she was in the stall next to me, and I think she saw my shoes, and she came out, she was like, where did you get your shoes? And I was like, Vinted. And she was like, I never looked there. And I was just laughing because I was like, mate, I think she like seriously like saw my shoes under a stall, and that's so real because it's exactly something I would do. And I would definitely say something like, if I liked their outfit, or obviously I wouldn't know what their outfit looks like inside a stall, but like, you get what I'm saying. And then to match the shoes, I remembered that I had this Coach eyeglass holder. This is actually my mom's. Have a purse to match this. That's my grandma's. I'm very grateful. Women in my family love purses, so I got a lot of purses from my grandma and my mom. Next is my favorite perfume. Technically, this is not like perfume, I think. It's body mist, but it is from, like, what's the brand? La Brume pour le Corps. Is that the brand, or is that like, oh, girl. The brand is Sadia. I'm so sorry. Sadia. I'm thinking of Medea. I don't know. But this is the scent Braless. When I tell you I love this, I'm not really like into things that smell kind of like woody, but it feels like it smells very mature, but also kind of like tea. I have bought so many perfumes last year and I haven't really loved any of them. I've been kind of getting mixed feedback from my friends. This one has a lot of good reviews from my friends and family. My best friend, every time she comes over and I spray this on myself to like a shower. I don't know if you're actually supposed to do that. She's always like, you smell really good. And I'm like, thank God. My worst fear is not smelling good because ever since I started my medication, I sweat a lot. So I'm like, do I smell bad? And then I get really anxious and I sweat more. So that's not helpful. I have trouble placing things and not remember where I placed them. One of my best friends told me to use a jewelry plate. This is a plate I thrifted in high school. I think it's a teacup plate. It's actually doing a lot for me because I do have a big jewelry box. I'm very lazy and you have to pull out each individual drawer. Very inconvenient for me. One of my favorite products that I've been loving, obviously because this video is about products that I like, so why wouldn't it be in it? Anyway, it's this Wet n Wild bronzer. And I think it was only like $2. Very good. I find it very hard for my skin tone to find like a good bronzer and contour because it either looks very orange on me or it just doesn't show up. And maybe that's a me thing because I'm not working hard enough to find my shade, but I have enough to just be continuously buying new products. But I found the Wet n Wild off a YouTube video I was watching and I quite like it. It's in shade What Shady Beaches 743B. I think it's more matte than sparkly. I prefer matte makeup because I'm always scared that if I wear things that are more glowy, I'm gonna look oily. If I look oily, then I don't feel clean. I get anxious that I don't look clean and maybe I don't smell good and I look like I need to be going into a shower or something. Don't know what that's about, but yeah. Next, ironically enough, I know I just said I don't like looking glowy, but my makeup routine, it takes away the dewy product look. So I like to use the Rare Beauty blush, and this is very coral. It's in the color Joy Blush, but actually on my skin, it doesn't, color theory, it doesn't look this color. Very natural. I don't feel that I have too much blush on. I think that with Rare Beauty, that's a problem with a lot of people, that it's super pigmented, and I do think it is pigmented, but I've learned how much works for my skin. And then after I go in with this, I usually go in with powdered blush, the NYX blush, just to even it out. Going on with the bronzer, I got this at TJ Maxx, the Milk Makeup. The matte bronzer, right up my alley. I really like this. Again, it's really hard for me to find shades of specifically bronzer and contour that match my face well, also concealers, because I have one of those skin types where if you need to buy foundation, you need to buy 2 foundations to make the right one. And I know this because I've been to Sephora and Ulta multiple times and I either come out looking orange, and the last time I went, they spent 30 minutes trying to figure out what shade looks best for me, and they had to get multiple team members on the floor. This has been my favorite product ever. I've been looking for a skin tint. This is the Milk Hydro Makeup freaking Grip Gel Tint. And I'm very excited about this. I have this thing, I have ADHD, so whenever I want to buy a certain product, say the skin tint, I spent, let me not over exaggerate, tend to do this when I'm excited. I want to give like a week researching different skin tints on different platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and then like Google to see, the gulp is insane, to see which skin tint would match my face the best with my skin type. There's like 100 different types of skin tints in the world, and if I'm in person shopping, I actually am rather impulsive, but when I aim to buy something online, I tend to take my time, so I end up spending a lot of time and losing track of how much time I'm spending to research. And so that's why I spent a week on this, and I landed on this because I saw a lot of good reviews. I also saw some bad. I mean, you can't really help it, but this is shade 8. I also got shade 9. This was a Christmas present from my aunt, and perfect match. That is something I rarely ever experience. When I tell you it genuinely looks like my skin, I am not kidding. It doesn't feel like foundation. It just feels tacky moisturizer, and then once it dries, it just feels like nothing, just moisturizer. My sister gave me this Fenty Beauty lipstick, and I really like it. It is just a clear, luscious lip balm. Very nice. I had lost this for months. This is the Clinique Black Honey. I'm still on this. The trend never died for me. I'm keeping this alive. If they have, wait, I think they use that for haters. It's like, if this thing has 0 haters, then I'm dead. But if this has 0 fans, then I'm dead. I think they also use it like that. I don't really know. Really like this. Moving on, we only have a couple things left. Don't worry, guys. I'll release these soon. I know you're gnawing at your enclosure to get away from me. Just kidding. Okay, one of the things that I've been loved doing, puzzling. I haven't started this puzzle. Over winter break, I finished 4. One of them with the help of my family, and one of them helped with my best friends. This one I just bought very hard. I realized when I came back to my apartment in college, I started it and I put all the pieces on our dining table. And then it stood there for like a month and only the edge pieces were done, the corner, the border. And then I was like, this needs to be put up because nobody can use the dining table because of me. But I do, when I have time, I think just school's not a good time to be doing puzzling for me, which is probably the best time because I'm the most stressed due to, having a job and school. But my brain power just disintegrated right when I came back here for some reason, which you think it should be going up, but I have no capacity anymore. And the last piece of media that I've been enjoying, I can create a more in-depth video of this, but what I like to do is when I'm on TikTok, I get a lot of book recommendations and then I end up just saving them and never looking at them again. But I have started to go through my saved and either write all the recommendations in a notebook, or I just started using Fable and like 30 books. Out of those 30 books, I found 5 of them at the library. I'm going to show you a couple of those books. And when I finish these, I hope to get another 5 books. The library doesn't have all the books that I want, and a lot of them are on hold and have like 30 people waiting for them. I guess the book recommendations anymore are not niche and underground. Just not niche and underground, y'all. Let me show you. Like, obviously, it's reading literature that should not be niche and underground. The first book that I got, Freedom is a Constant Struggle by Angela Davis, and it's Ferguson, Palestine, and the Foundations of a Movement. I just finished this. It's around 150 pages, I believe. This has become one of my favorite books. It was so interesting, and I won't take up too much of your time telling you about it because I can always go more in depth if you guys would like about more of these books. But I definitely would recommend this. Very, very good. I feel like I should articulate that more in a smarter way and be like, this book, but I'm working on learning how to articulate and expand my vocabulary, but not in a performative way. Next book I checked out is this book, and it is called The End of Policing. It says the problem is not police training, police diversity, or police methods. The problem is policing itself, and it's by Alex Vitale, something about me, and I'm working on it. I promise I'm not part of the literary crisis. I just have trouble pronouncing some words. And it's because my brain moves too fast and I'm trying to learn to slow down, but it's really hard to slow down. But don't worry about me. I'll be up soon. And the next book is Under the Banner of Heaven. And this book is about, I believe, it's like investigative journalism for Mormonism. And apparently there's a television series. Maybe I live under a rock. I've never heard of this. But I heard it's very, very good. It's a story of violent faith, is what they say on the cover. I'm very excited about that. I've never read a book about faith or religion. Honestly, and this is, I guess, it's not embarrassing. Actually, it's really not embarrassing. But I don't tend to read a lot of informative nonfiction. I just want to expand my point of view and my knowledge. But not in the way where those people on... It's not because people on social media are like, people nowadays are so stupid and they need to read more. Like fear-mongering you into thinking you're not intelligent. I do believe people should read books, but I also believe we shouldn't scare and form insecurities about not reading the same books that everybody else does because people enjoy different aspects. I do think that why am I getting political? That's just who I am. Oh my gosh. I do think that people need to spend time learning about things that are happening in the world today and what we should do about it, especially with just a lot of the political stuff. Abolishing ICE should be what's happening. On the next note, the next book I have is Poverty by America. Poverty by America. It's by Matthew Desmond, and I'm sure these books are probably maybe a lot of you have heard of. I've never heard of these books beforehand. I don't know what this says about me. I don't think it says anything about me. The first sentence, though, is United States, the richest country on earth, has more poverty than any other advanced democracy. Why? Right? Book called Dark Matter. And I'm pretty sure this book is a sci-fi, and it is about a man who is abducted by an alternate version of himself. And he's abducted into a reality where all the choices he never made in life is the reality he got abducted into. I also don't know if that's the correct synopsis. You know why? I wasn't planning on reading this book first. I really wanted to read Project Hail Mary, but they didn't have that at the library, and controversial. This is the wrong correct term of controversial. I'm not a big audiobook lover, but I think it's because I can't focus on two important things at once, because usually people use audiobooks as like a rote activity, which is like when they're driving, to have something in the background that they can still, get information from, or when they're cleaning or cooking. But for me, if I'm paying attention to cooking, I can't listen and kind of, digest all the information I'm getting from an audiobook, because I'm so focused on making sure that I'm cooking what I'm cooking, right? Or if I'm driving, I need to focus on driving, because I don't want to be distracted by something that's really interesting. Because it's like when you read a book, you get so immersed that you kind of forget where you are, and I don't want that to happen on the road. So I don't read audiobooks, and I've been trying to listen to podcasts at least. But also when I'm listening to a podcast, I feel like I should be doing something else, and then that triggers that whole stage again. But I believe that is all I have for my favorite things. That is all for me. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm glad. That means that I made sense, and I made sense to myself, but I hope I made sense to you guys.